What's up, homegirls? ¿Qué onda, morras? Buenos días, tardes, o noches, since I don't know when you're listening to this. I hope your day is going good, or at least better than yesterday. Welcome to Te Crees Muy Muy, the podcast para las homegirls who are healing, growing, and figuring life out, sin plan, con flow. I'm your host, aka your Chicana homegirl from Cali, Stephanie, and as always, muchísimas gracias for pressing play and hanging out with me. And your reminder of the day, morra, el tren no se fue, tú vales oro, no migajas. Agárrate las pestañas y vámonos. Now, let's get into it. What's up, homegirls? Welcome to episode 2 of Te Crees Muy Muy podcast. This episode is called The Power of Choice and Perspective. If you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree, but Jim Ron. What's up with it, homegirls? You know the dealio. Gracias for stopping by. It means a lot to me. And yes, I'm still reading a guide. Remember my first episode when I asked you if you've ever wondered why you aren't where you thought you'd be in life? What did that bring up for you? Si ya estamos en el mitote, let me go ahead and put mi cuchara en el caldo real quick. I want to bring up taking responsibility, choices, actions, and settling, and el poder del choice and perspective. Taking responsibility, the good, the bad, and the ni modo. We've all been there, homegirls, questioning our decisions, wondering if we took the wrong path or settled for something instead of choosing what we actually wanted. Sometimes we make choices out of fear, pressure, guilt, time is ticking, the invisible timeline, family, society, self, or just the best choice we could make with the information and or sources we had at that time, which is very valid. Other times we didn't choose at all and we just went with the flow. But either way, inaction is still a choice. And there's no blame here, homegirls. We choose what we choose and we move forward with the consequences. Now looking back, I can see where I settled. Not because I was lazy or I didn't try, but because I didn't have the patience, guidance, or a real plan. I went for things because I thought I had to. I didn't wait for things to pan out. And honestly, sometimes I didn't even want them. And when things didn't work out, I hit myself with the classics. Why them, not me? This sucks, I should have, fill in the blank. And the all-time favorite, ni modo, no me tocó. But was it really that I wasn't meant for it? Or did I just make choices that weren't aligned with me? I didn't really take the time to process or reflect on why I made those choices until years later when I went to therapy. That's when I learned something big, or at least that was a big deal for me. The moment I owned up to my past decisions, both the ones I made and the ones I avoided, was the moment I slowly started letting go of regret. And ojo, I'm not saying I'm 100% because I still have ups and downs because I'm human, but I think I'm better at it now. But let me tell you something, homegirls, another wave of failure hit because now I was feeling the consequences at an older age and judging myself harder than society ever could. When we take responsibility, we realize, yeah, I made that choice. Maybe it wasn't the best. Yeah, I stayed in that situation longer than I should have, whether it's work, relationships, friendships, career. Yeah, I ignored my gut. And yeah, me apendejé, la cagué, la regué. But guess what? Now I know better. And knowing better means I can do better. But let's keep it real. Sometimes knowing better doesn't mean we actually do better. And obviously that's a choice. Let me go ahead and talk about the power of choice of perspective. I have to cough so bad and I'm like holding it in because I don't want to. Riverside no tiene un pause button. So if I stop it, like, yeah, nada que ver. So hopefully no me escucho hella weird. Anyways, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears, by Nelson Mandela. So many of us are out here making choices from fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of disappointing our families, fear of making the wrong move. But homegirl, what would it look like to make those choices based on hope instead? For the first time in history, women, especially Latinas, especially first gen, have the freedom to truly choose their own path. Our moms and abuelitas and past generations didn't always have that. They didn't get to sit around and wonder if marriage and or kids was right for them. It was just expected. I want y'all to really think about that. Stop for a second y de veras piensen en eso. Like, I don't know about y'all. So like I've said, I'm first generation Mexican American. My parents were born and raised in Mexico, the same rancho in Michoacan. So I'm sure my parents had dreams and hopes and stuff, but eventually, se vinieron over here to the States and stuff. And I don't ever think like pienso que my parents never thought whether they were going to get married and have kids. I think it was just expected of them. Imagine if they didn't want to, but they had to. And I know some people are going to be like, well, you can't force them. And that's very true, right? Pero back then, to go against the grain like that, hell no. Porque si no iba a salir the whole, te quedaste vestir santos. Mostly it would have been for my mom. You get what I mean? I just want you to be like, flexibility when it comes to that. Be flexible. Y de veras piensen en eso. Like, that's a really big deal, right? So why do we who do have that freedom and or privilege still let old narratives like se te fue el tren run our lives? You want kids and you want to get married and have kids. Cool, but do it for you, not because someone told you to or is pressuring you to get married. You want to build your dream career. Cool, but make sure it's your dream, not one that someone handed to you. You want something completely different, then own it. There's no one way to live a fulfilling life. And for the record, I just want to say this, and I'm probably going to repeat in like various episodes and stuff. Yo no soy anti-marriage. Yo no soy anti-kids. I'm not. If you want to get married, cool. If you want to have kids, cool. If you don't want to get married, cool. If you don't want to have kids, cool. I just want to make that very clear, right? Because that's a really personal choice that either you do or don't make, right? So just for the record and stuff, I knew since like 13, which I know is hella random and weird, that I didn't want to be a mom. I didn't want to have kids. Marriage, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not so like, me quiero casar like I was when I was younger. And it's not because I settled and stuff, because a little bit of it, I did work through it in therapy, pero yo casi no le pongo tanta importancia in all honesty. Because I'm fully aware that I might never get married. And I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, y'all, like, I'm to the point que si no me caso, no me va a pasar nada. Let's keep it real. It's not like my head's gonna fall off or something, right? Si me caso, like I said, cool. Si no, pues, yeah, whatever. It is what it is and stuff. And I had to work through that a little bit in therapy because I've been single for a while. And I told her, I was like, how do I know that that I don't want to get married just because ya me acostumbré versus not wanting to, because they're two different things, right? We talked about it a little bit. We explored that. And I'm not even dating right now. And I don't know if I want to, in all honesty. I think I have bigger fish to fry. But that's where I'm at. Y siento como muy light when it comes to that topic and stuff. Because I feel like a veces las mujeres, like, you feel que like a huevo te tienes que casar. And sometimes out of like feeling that desperate and stuff, you make the wrong choice. Y te casas with someone que you kind of settled for. You don't really like them. And I know some people are going to be like, what the hell? But that does happen. Because let's keep it real. La gente, guy and girl, doesn't matter, no sabe cómo estar sola. O no les gusta estar solos and stuff, right? I have no problem being alone. Like one time, this is hella, I don't know why people think it's hella funny, but low key it kind of is. Like, I have no issues eating alone, going to the movies alone. Yo me voy on my little road trips and stuff like that. One time I went to a concert alone. I'm in the Bay Area and I went to San Leandro and I went to go see Genuine, the singer. Yes, Genuine. Me fui sola. And it was fun. También hace unos años me peleé. ¿Dónde me fui? Oh, I went to Hawaii for a week. And it was cool. Like, I was on my own schedule and stuff like that. Me fui a nadar with the turtles. And it was crazy because it was during COVID. So hella shit was open. It wasn't, depending if you were vaccinated or not. That was fun. But that was actually interesting and stuff. Pero me gustó. Y andaba con las tortuguillas ahí, hella swimming and stuff. But sometimes, yeah, we're human, right? And there are times that, like, I want to do something and, like, I have no one to do it with. And I'm like, damn, this is when I wish I had a man. Para irnos a comer or go to the movies or something and stuff. Pero no siento ese sorrow. Like, and this is going to sound dumb because, like, obviously I've never been married and I've never, I don't have kids and stuff. Pero I can't say 100% that I'm missing out on getting married. Hey homegirls, before you keep listening, did you know I made y'all a journal? It's a short, cute, 15 pages para que no andes toda confundida. Sí, un journal. It's called El Journal de Mis Life Shoulds. It's not a miracle fix. Let's keep it real. It's not a whole heal in 10 days type of thing, because let's be real, you've been carrying all this shit since you were younger. It's a small, simple tool to help you check in with yourself instead of bottling everything up. I made 2 versions, PDF if you want to print it and actually write it like right inside, or a Google Doc if you want to do it from your phone. Think of like heal on the go, right? And girl, si tienes tiempo de andar allí stalking your ex-boyfriend for 20 minutes on any social media platform, you got time pa esto. Y esto honestly, it's better for you. The link is in my bio. Now, let me go ahead and get back to this episode. Or being married, I should say. And stuff, because también I think que mucha gente se casa y no sabe que el compromiso that it is to get married. You're making the conscious effort every single day because you're either in a serious relationship or like ya casados or even engaged and stuff. Like you're making a conscious effort not to be present in that relationship and not check out, not cheat on your significant other and stuff. And there are times, bruh, que like you don't like your partner. Doesn't mean you don't love them. You just don't like them. They're like annoying you, se están peleando, etc. and stuff like that. Y la gente como que no capta, y cuando se casan como que, granted, I know you can't talk about everything, pero siento que también a veces la gente no tiene prudencia y no hablan del important stuff. There's some people que se casan and they don't talk about finances. Or maybe if that's their agreement, cool, pero to me se me hace like a little bit weird. I feel like usually a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time, pero hay una persona que se encarga de las finanzas, but I think the other person should know at least where the money is going, right? They don't talk about si uno pierde el trabajo, ¿qué va a hacer? Right? Stuff that can happen. O por ejemplo, que uno de los in-laws, whether it's like the mother-in-law or the father-in-law, or either or the whatever side, se enferma, I know, or is like hella sick or whatever, they need help, right? We're so conditioned as Latinos that we're not going to put our family members in a convalescent hospital, right? Los abuelitos or our parents will probably live with us until they pass away and stuff like that. But imagine like si había friction y la suegra didn't even like you. Now the daughter-in-law que no te caía bien for whatever reason, now she's wiping your ass because estás enferma. Like stuff like that. I know that sounds hella weird to say, pero sí pasa. Like sometimes people get married and eventually, like, you know your partner, right? Y es que también, I'm all over the place with this shit. I should make another episode about this, pero es que también I think just in general, I don't know if it's like just Latinos per se, because obviously I'm not white, I'm not black, pero como que our parents obviously didn't teach us really how to date, especially like si eres first gen, or tienes like a lot of sisters, or son puras mujeres, like you don't have brothers, you don't have brothers, or you don't have like guy cousins that can kind of, how they say, you know, like teach you the game por decir or whatever, right? Our parents didn't teach us how to date. Or kind of like, no te embaraces y no seas rogona. And that's it. And you're like, great advice, mom. Like, thank you. Right? No te andes rogando. Date de desear and stuff like that. And because of, I don't want to stereotype it, because of religion and Catholicism, tampoco they don't talk to you about sex. And they're not going to talk to you about sex because they feel like if they talk to you about sex, that you're going to start having sex. And you're just like, no. Come on, like, that's religion también is a whole nother different thing, right? Pero es que I feel like sometimes nos hacemos guajolotas and we see the red flags and we still continue the relationships and stuff, and then te casas hoping that marriage is going to change. And this goes for guys and girls. Y no cambian las cosas, y tú sabes que las cosas could be better, pero no cambian, and then you end up having kids. And sometimes I'm not trying to be fucked up, because they're going to be like, how can you say that you're not a mom, tú no sabes and stuff? But I've read stuff on the internet and you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're so dumb, right? But people talk about it, dude, que a veces que los niños empeoraron la relationship. And although that sounds super fucked up to say, but they're like, yeah, I should have never gotten married with him and I should have his kids. Like, I don't regret my kids, but it made things harder, etc. And we all know that motherhood, parenting, a lot of the time, and I'm not trying to sound like fucked up, pero toda la chinga de maternity is always for the girl. The hormone changes, the physical changes, mental health changes and stuff. Almost all of the responsibility falls on the girl, right? And don't get me wrong, there are deadbeat moms. Y también hay deadbeat dads. And it's cool how supportive your husband, baby's daddy, fiance, boyfriend, significant other can be there and support you. But at the end of the day, obviously, they're not the ones that carried the child. They don't understand and stuff. Porque a mí también me caga, like, when it comes to kids, is that how society praises the dad when dad does mediocre, like when dad does the basic stuff and he gets praised for it when women do the basic stuff, and it's like, well, no, you're expected because you're the mom. Eso a mí tampoco no se me hace justo. So that's why I say that I feel like I have a lot of conflicting, like, emotions when it comes to, like, motherhood, and never say never, but no. And ojo también, like, if you change your mind and you're like anti-kids and anti-marriage, but then something happened or you decided to change your mind, cool. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, you're allowed to change your mind and stuff, but it's como pienso some of the stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just all over the place. You guys are going to be like, damn, this girl can talk. But anyways, so let me go ahead and continue. So what's next? Hold up, bonita. Before anything else, I'm not saying to leave everything behind and move to a beach and all your problems will disappear. Even though let's keep it real, that does sound kind of bomb. The journey is a process. Take it one step at a time. When I first started this morning journey, duelo of letting go of the shoulds, I thought I had to fix everything at once. And let me tell you, that shit was brutal. I was in a hurry to unlearn all the things I was told by family, society, and other women, and the hardest of all, myself. Tente paciencia a ti misma. Acknowledge where you're at mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It's hard, but it's possible. Even now, I still have mental blocks when I catch myself thinking I should be further along. But the difference is now I can see those thoughts for what they are. And I get to choose whether to keep pushing or pause and reflect. And this is actually the real what's next, right? Take a moment, homegirl. Think about the choices you've made. If you had known the consequences, will you still have made those choices or those decisions? If not, what's one thing you would have done differently? When you make a choice from a place of feeling behind, you're not choosing what's truly right for you. You're just trying to catch up to some imaginary timeline that doesn't even belong to you. How do you feel about the choices that you didn't make? Because I think that's also super duper important to mourn those things. They told you que ya se te fue el tren. But homegirl, why are we even still talking about trains? You were never meant to stay stuck waiting at some station. Maybe it's time to take the wheel and start driving towards a new path, even if you don't know where exactly you're headed. Because staying stuck in a place you don't belong, nah, homegirl, that's not it. Growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. By Mandy Hale. Ponte las pilas, agárrate las pestañas, and let's go. So yes, I just want y'all, like, because I know hella went on a, like, me desvié de my little guide. But I just really want y'all to think about the power and choice of perspective, because I think that's super duper important. Because that was a big aha moment and stuff. The way, I forgot how this came about and stuff, but we started to talk about it. And when I realized that I might not ever get married, like, it was like, oh shit. And yeah, I was sad. But at the same time, part of me was like, well, I don't know what I'm missing out on. I'm not even dating. But I also had to check myself too, because like I said, I was like, is it because like ya me acostumbré a estar sola? I really don't want to be with like a man, you know? Right now I feel like I have bigger fish to fry. If I meet someone, cool. If I don't meet someone, cool. Tampoco, like, I'm not like, oh, you know, whatever. But yeah, so hopefully I didn't repeat myself where I like hella stuttered and stuff, because yeah. Anyways, espero que les gustó this episode, and fuck it, I'm just gonna upload it like that with all my ums and weird sounds or whatever. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye. Okay, what y'all think of that episode? Les gustó? Not so much? Did it make y'all ponder, or just be like, esta morra no sabe nada? I just want y'all to feel seen and understood, not stressed out. Anyways, I'll catch y'all on the next episode, and remember, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. By Henry Ford. Thanks for stopping by. Share, comment, and engage. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Instagram at Te Crees Muy Muy Podcast. Go engage and invite other homegirls. Let's build that community. If you want, feel free to DM me for topics. And with that, I'll catch you next time. Bye.